What up, Nick Nation? It's your boy Juby the Tubi. Straight talk, family above everything. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are doing great. We're trying something a little bit different this evening. We're trying a different platform, see how it goes, and hopefully everything works out well. But salute to you guys in the chat. Hope you guys are doing good. And tonight we're going to be talking about the NBA draft that's coming up, guys. You already know the draft is coming up on June 28th. What will the Knicks do? Will they stand pat? Will they trade up and try to get Ivy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments tonight, guys. I'm really curious to know what you guys think. Do you think they should move up to draft Ivy? Do you guys think they should pick Durant or Johnny Davis? A lot of speculations, a lot of rumors. My partner Zenray from Zenray Sports TV has been posting some stuff on his channel, even with Russell Westbrook coming in here. We heard rumors from Ian Begley, so salute to him that the Knicks are not interested in Russell Westbrook. D'Angelo Russell. I don't think that's a smart move. I think they should still inquire about D'Angelo Russell if they can't move in the draft, move up in the draft to get Ivy. But I'll discuss that with Zenray in a minute. He's finishing up his little broadcast, his little intro right now. But I hope you guys are doing good, man. I'm excited to try out this platform, see how it goes, and I'm excited to get your thoughts and your opinions. As always, we appreciate you guys coming on here and showing some love. We're still learning a lot of things. As you see, we're trying to upgrade our software right now to see if this might be a little bit better than using Streamlabs and just going straight through YouTube. So let us know in the comments if you like this service, and let us know what you think, what's going to happen in NBA draft night. So I'll be back in a second with Zenray from Zenray Sports TV, and I hope you guys are doing safe, and we'll catch you in a second, guys. All right, looks like Zenray still doing his intro. He's showing a little video right now on Ivy on his combine right now. Listen, the kid is looking like he has something special. I like him a lot. I just don't know if we have the flexibility and the pieces to move up in this NBA draft. I don't know if you guys think that we do, but only time will tell. It's about almost 3 weeks away until NBA draft night. We're going to be doing that live here on our channel, doing live coverage on moves, on trades that might happen. Who we think, the Knicks are linked to everything these days, from Donovan Mitchell, which I don't think is going to happen, to Ivy, to Russell Westbrook, to Zach LaVine. I even saw a post the other day. So there's always something looming in the winds that the Knicks are trying to do. It's a very good time this time of year. Us, Knicks fans get excited. Some of us can get, a little bothered by it because we don't get the players that we want, that we hear we're going to get. And also just to give you guys a heads up, we signed Rick Brunson, the father of Jalen Brunson from Dallas. So I know you guys are excited about that. You guys are probably thinking that that's a done deal since we got the father. The son is definitely going to come on board. We'll touch up on that with Zenray. In case you guys don't know, Rick Brunson was on the Knicks. He's a 9-year veteran. Did coach sometime with Tom Thibodeau in Minnesota and Chicago. So he does have a history of being an assistant coach. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's a done deal that he's going to be with the Knicks team. So, I want to get Zenray in here, get his thoughts. He should be finishing up right now. So let's bring him on here, see what he got to say, and we'll go from there, guys. He should be almost done. Give me 1 second.
There is Benedict Mathurin, obviously, is my second choice, but Jalen Ivey, what a player, what an athlete. I don't know if you saw in the videos I've created in the past. You see Tom Thibodeau.
He's finishing up right now, guys. He can't hear me, but I hear him.
Right in the corner on the left-hand side to the court on the rim when these players are working out. And there were people there who were at awe watching Mr. Ivy put on a show. But I'm going to come on with Juby the Tubi, family above everything. He is going to be coming on soon. And
Yes, sir.
let me unmute Mr. Juby the Tubi. Juby the Tubi, family above everything. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, sir. How you doing today?
I am doing great. So I just saw the video of Jalen Ivy from Purdue, and I know there's a lot of Knicks fans and a lot of people who are not Knicks fans saying there's a pipe dream of us even getting him. But if we can maneuver a way of getting Jalen Ivy, that'll be a great pick for the Knicks. We will have to move up, obviously, maybe trade one of our chips like Julius Randle, Fournier, and so on, and move up and maybe give up that number 11 pick. What do you think so far of Jalen Ivy being a player with the Knicks?
Jalen Ivy is very talented. I've been following him for a few weeks now. I always told you guys that Zen Ray is more of the college guy, but the minute I started hearing this guy, I've been watching the combine. I've been looking up his videos, watching his highlights from last season, and the kid is very talented. Do I think we have the necessary pieces to move up in the draft? Only time will tell. Like I said, we're 3 weeks away from the NBA draft night, which we'll be having here live. I'm going to speak to me and Zen Ray. We'll be talking about it shortly. And 1 second, guys. I'm sorry about that. And sorry about that, guys. So June 28th is NBA draft night. They have Ivy being projected as going top 6.
I think it's 23rd, June 23rd.
June 23rd?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty correct about that. But getting back to Ivy, I mean, my second choice, I'm looking at Benedict Mathurin, who's a player that I think people at one point before even the draft started, Mathurin was maybe a top 15 pick, maybe going toward maybe 10 and 15. Now it looks like he'll probably be picked up in the top 5, top 6. The unknowns right now for me is Adrian Griffin, obviously, and Shadon Sharp are the two that can make a difference in this draft if they get picked or not. If they do get picked up high like that, I think we have a shot for Mathurin to drop, or we can get Sohan. We get a couple of other players that can be talent. We need talent. We need young talent. We need to discard some of these veterans out of here and start building the ship the way Leon Rose wants to build it, Juby.
What do you think about Johnny Davis, if you don't mind me asking?
He's my top 3. I think after Mathurin, I love Johnny Davis. Johnny Davis, he has a heart. He reminds me a lot. I mentioned this before in my last broadcast. He reminds me a lot of John Starks. He has that heart, desire to make things happen. Remember, John Starks worked at a supermarket. No one even thought he had talent. He developed his talent along the way, and look, he became a key piece in the Knicks not championship, but getting to the championship game a couple of times. So John Starks and Johnny Davis, for me, has similarities. So Johnny Davis will be there for me at my third choice.
Another guy I'm hearing a lot about, and I wanted to know if you can share some light to my viewers, is Ty Washington, the point guard, shooting guard combo. I've been hearing a lot about him, that he may be a good pair up with Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett. I don't know necessarily if it's going to be a good move, and I wanted you to tell us what your opinion is, because his style of play reminds me a lot of Emmanuel Quickley.
Yeah, it does. The Kentucky products, when they get these players out there, Emmanuel Quickley is almost like an exact duplicate of him. Their game is similar in a lot of ways. The only difference is that, Ty is a natural point guard, and Quickley is obviously that off-ball guard. But if you look at their games, you can look that Ty has great talent. He's been moving up in the mock drafts the last few days. And I look at Ty as a player that if you develop him the correct way, he can turn into be. Oh, sorry, that's. Let me get off. I'm trying to put Ty Washington.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're still working out some kinks, new software. Like I said, we're
Yeah.
moving over from a different platform, and so far things are. There's going to be a couple of hiccups along the way, but we love the quality, and of course, we love doing what we do here. So
So getting back to Ty Washington, I was trying to find this video. I couldn't find it, but I'll find it in a few. I think he's a talented player. I think he's a kind of player that can lead a team. Obviously, it's going to take a few years for him to develop into the player we want. The question is, what is the difference between a Jalen Ivey and a Ty Washington? Wow. Jalen Ivey is so athletic. He reminds me of Ja Morant. He can take over a game at any time. We don't have that type of player. Yes, we have a Barrett, RJ Barrett that has his skill set and things to that nature. And we have Fournier, he's the outside shooter. But if you want somebody's ball in somebody's hand, Jalen Ivey is the type of guy who can take over a game. And that's the type of player we're looking for. That's why I'm so excited coming up June 23rd, what the Knicks are going to do. If they can move up and get a Jalen Ivey, I think the Knicks could hit this draft with home run. Either Mathurin or a Jalen Ivey for me. If they get any of these two players, it's a home run for the Knicks.
something is definitely brewing. Right now they got Ivy projected in the top 4, top 5. I don't know if we'll be able to go up that high. Sacramento owns the 4th pick right now, and Sacramento just made a big mid-season move for their power forward / center. So I don't know what kind of package.
Washington, ladies and gentlemen. This is some video of Ty Washington, and very talented. But yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Juby.
No, you're fine, sir. Like I said, I just don't know if we have the players and the assets, if you will, to move us up from 11 to 4. 11 to 5. Maybe we can. I see Ivy going top 4, top 5. I don't see him being after 5, in my opinion. And I just don't know if we have it. That's why I kind of got a little bit upset when I saw that Ian Begley reported that the Knicks are they're not really considering D'Angelo Russell as a plan, as a point guard in their future. And I think that was kind of a little bit too soon. I think they should have just sat on it a little bit and see what happens draft night, and then make it known what their plans are. What do you think?
Well, look, I'm looking at the latest mock draft. They still have Jalen Ivey at 4. People saying Sacramento is not gonna pick them. Sacramento, they have 2 other guards there. I mean, many guards are they getting pointed guard? That's why I think that Sacramento is going to trade that pick or pick. I mean, I hope they pick up a Keegan Murray. I think that'd be a great for us. But I think they could pick a Shannon Sharp up. I think he can easily go. Shadon Sharp can easily go to Sacramento. I don't see them picking another point guard unless they trade the pick. And I think the Knicks could be suitors and making a trade with them. But the question is, do they want Julius Randle and Sabonis playing together? I don't think that's a great combination per se. I don't know. It sounds like a dominating combination, but who knows? We will find out, Juby. I will find out what the Knicks really have planned, and I just hope that the Knicks start to just bringing in talent, best available player. So if Benedict Mathurin is there, you take him. Sohan is there, you take him. Johnny Davis, you take him. There is a sleeper also out there that people are forgetting. That people are forgetting about. The Knicks can actually move out of that position and pick up the point guard from Santa Clara, Jalen Williams. One of my subscribers was commenting with me the other day. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. I think his name was Bob. I think it was Bob. And he spoke to me. He said, Zenray, do me a favor. Look up at this kid, Jalen Williams. So I did a video about Jalen Williams from Santa Clara. He's one of the key standouts, I think, personally, in this year's NBA draft. Jalen Williams' stock has been skyrocketing. I don't know if he'll reach the top 10, but I think he'll be there at 11. But I think he's a top 15 pick from Santa Clara. I'm going to find the video so you can see a little bit more about him. But Jalen Williams from Santa Clara is another player I really like.
And it seems like the other guy who I was interested in, Williams from Duke, the center, his stock has decreased in the combine. They don't even have him in the top 15 anymore.
Who's that?
The center from Duke, Williams, that I wanted.
Yeah, he's. I mean,
I had him in the top 12. To 13. Now they're saying his stock has dropped all the way to about 18th, 19th. Still high, talented, very raw. They just don't think that he's gonna be ready right now. He's gonna have to maybe do some time in the G League and develops more to his game. So
yeah. So what do you think? The topic that I brought up: who is running the show with the New York Knicks? And I don't mean to cut you off. We'll talk more about the draftees, but since the subject today, I have one subscriber. His name is Don. He spoke about the Knicks being on shaky grounds, or he actually commented a little bit about the Knicks being on shaky grounds. So I decided to run with the subject, and I don't only get it from Don. I get it from a lot of other people who aren't sure what the Knicks management is doing. So I started off the show basically asking who's running the show at MSG with the New York Knicks. Is it James Dolan? Is it Worldwide West? Is it Leon Rose? Because it seems like Worldwide West has Leon Rose's ear. So, in your opinion, we're looking at James Dolan, who is someone you don't want to be a part of this conversation, but we have to ask, who's really running the show? Is Leon Rose running the show, Juby?
I think he is. I think it's him, but I also think Tom Thibodeau is involved in the decision making that goes on there behind closed doors. I really don't think Jim Dolan has really put his 2 cents into things as of late. I think it's Leon Rose, and I think it's Tom Thibodeau and Scott Perry. Why I say that, Knick fans, don't get your hopes up high. I know, Zenry, I appreciate you letting our Knick Nation know that I informed you yesterday about Rick Brunson being signed as an assistant coach, even though that came from Ian Bagley, the source. But us Knick Nation can't get too excited with a move like that because Rick. So that's why I didn't really want to. I just want to make sure that everybody understands. The guy's been an assistant coach before. He's worked on the Tom Thibodeau before in Minnesota and in Chicago. So it's basically a familiarity circle that Tom Thibodeau is putting together. Doesn't necessarily mean that his son gonna come and play for dad. So all you guys thinking out there, this is a done deal, that Brunson's gonna come over here because his dad is now the assistant coach. Unfortunately, that's not really true. Is it a good strategy move by Knicks management? Absolutely. Do I think it's gonna make a big impact? No.
Yeah, I don't personally think it's strategy at all. I think it's what you mentioned. He was with him in Minnesota. He was with him in Chicago. It's like having Taj Gibson, It's someone he feels comfortable with. And I think two things is going to occur to his son, Jalen, basically. He's going to say, because the Knicks are no way they're going to match whatever Dallas. Do I take the money and have security for the rest of my life? Because Mark Cuban is going to offer him the farm, basically. Yeah. Or do I take over the keys at MSG, be with my dad, and be with the team I grew up as a kid watching my dad? So that's the question. Does he want to run alone with the Knicks and say, I'm taking the keys over and not get paid as much? Or do I go for a life-changing amount of money, which I don't blame him, that can be, life-changing for his family for who knows how long? It's a monetary thing that can change his family's life forever. So I don't blame him in that aspect. But then he has to deal with Luka Doncic having a backseat to Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is a rare player. He's like the LeBron James at one point. I got a guy who's that big, 6'8", 6'7", who can dribble the ball, who can pass the ball. He's one a lifetime talent. So Jalen Brunson has a lot to decide. I don't think he's coming to the Knicks. I say he's staying with Dallas and he's taking the bag.
It's a lot to think about, and I'm not going to touch up on it too much because at the end of the day, ultimately, it's his decision to make. But I will give you guys an example, not to say that Brunson is as talented as the guy I'm going to mention. But back in my days, there was a player by the name of Scottie Pippen who was a phenomenal basketball player, was really talented. But guess what? Scottie Pippen was always the Robin to the Batman. He was always the second man to Michael Jordan. So does Brunson want to be the second man, or does he want to be the man? And that's the question that he's going to have to actually ask himself. Is he comfortable? Does he want the bag? Does he want the money, the chip, and run it back with Luka? Or does he want to try things out here bring some a dynasty to here, and hopefully one day bring a chip to the world's most famous arena, which I think that'll be fantastic under his resume. But
I
only
agree.
time will tell.
I agree. So I'm gonna put some Jalen Williams. I want you to hear because he does a little interview after doing a game-winning shot with Santa Clara, kind of a last-second shot. I want you to watch this. I'm going to put it up right now. This is Jalen Williams, the point guard from Santa Clara. What a talent. Just watch this guy for a second, Juby, and everyone else watching. Talented, talented. This guy has talent, Juby. This is the kind of point guard the Knicks can use. I mean, if we trade our 11th pick and move up, and we get him somewhere in the 15th range if he's available, because I think his stock has been rising as well. I can see going him anywhere from the 10 to 16 range. Very talented. What do you think, Juby?
Listen, I always said you're the guy when it comes to that. If you tell me, Juby, I think you should look into this guy. I'm gonna sit here and do my homework on him, and I'll let you guys know. You know, I don't want to make any assessments, but looks like the kid can hit that corner shot. Looks like he got some good lateral movement based on just what I'm seeing from this clip right here. But I would not sit there and say to you guys that it's a done deal for me because I really don't know the kid. I really don't know too much about him, and I want to be educated before I make any assessments.
Well, yeah. So Jalen Williams is a great story. I mean, not only can he shoot the ball, he leads the team. He's a kind of kid that's quiet. So I'm gonna put it this way: if the Knicks move and trade out of the 11th pick, and they can pick a kid like Jalen Williams, Knicks fans shouldn't be down on the whole situation. I think this kid is a talent to be reckoned with. I think he could be the surprise sleeper of the draft. Here's the winning shot that he made. People are going to interview him. Just hear the interview for 1 second, Juby.
Well, congratulations. Take us through the final sequence there. Oh, shit. Oh, that's cold. That's cold. Oh, well, that's expensive headset too. I'm just saying. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's on TV, huh? Yeah, that's on TV, man. Hey, guess what?
Well deserved. Well deserved.
You deserve it. I'm sorry.
26 points, 10 for 18.
Yeah, he had a big game that night. I'm going to go over his points in a few. 6'6" point guard.
Well,
amazing.
They got a lane violation, which helped us out. So we were only down once. We needed a 2. Coach had drawn up 3 scenarios.
That's a nice little floater. Kind of reminds me of Derrick Rose.
That reminds me of the Allen Houston shot. Remember?
Yeah.
Against Miami Heat.
Yeah.
But it was on the opposite side. That's the only difference.
About this team and how resilient you guys have become with all the
very, very well spoken. Very well spoken. So let me tell you a little bit about this kid. So the kid is 6'6", 195 pounds. He's a junior out of Santa Clara, and he obviously he's coming into the NBA draft. So last year he averaged 18 points in 34 minutes of play, 51% from the field. Juby, 51. That number is not a mistake. 51%, 51.3 to be exact. And from the 3-point range, he was 40%. And from the free throws, 81%. He rebounds 4.5 rebounds a game, 4.2 assists a game, and gets half a block and gets 2 steals a game. And averages only 2 turnovers a game. This kid is talented, and he's grown before people's eyes because the year before, he only played 31 minutes. He only shot 39% from the field, 27 from 3, 75% from the free throw line. His numbers were down. He only averaged about 11.5 points per game. This kid is from Gilbert, Arizona. When you look at numbers like that, this is a kid who has great potential in the NBA. And I think a kid with this size, this is Leon Rose type of point guard who can lead a team, you know, like a 6'6" point guard like this. You look at Jalen Brunson, he's only 6'1", so that small point guards never really attracted him. When you get a big point guard like Jalen Williams at this size, I wouldn't be surprised if Leon Rose at the 11th pick, if he can't move up and try to get someone up like Mathurin or Ivy, and for some reason someone gets picked, the player that they want at the 11th pick, I can see the Knicks trading out and picking up Jalen Williams probably in the top 15, but you can also take a chance in losing him. So don't let this name surprise many Knicks fans in terms of who? Jalen Williams? Who's Jalen Williams? Well, now you know who Jalen Williams is. Very, very, very talented. Juby, this is great that we're on a new platform. I want to thank everybody who's been watching us through thick and thin and who's been subscribing and commenting. And I've been having a world of fun. I miss Don. I wish Don was here. We could have continued our conversation in terms of who's running the show at New York at MSG. And Juby, I don't know what other prospects you want to talk about. We spoke about, I have a Johnny Davis video as well. We can put up. Let me just find it. You can see, because Johnny Davis is one of my favorites. He's my top 3. So it goes Ivy, Mathurin, and Davis for me. Let's see what we have here. Do I have Johnny Davis? No, I don't have Johnny Davis. I think it was deleted from my batch. I did some cleanup on my computer. I think he's one of them I deleted. But Johnny Davis, you've seen highlights from Johnny Davis, right?
Yeah.
What a talent.
I think that's the kind of player I think we're looking for. I mean, we don't necessarily have to go for a point guard, ladies and gentlemen. We can go for a shooter, a shooting guard, somebody who brings a lot of energy, somebody who plays defense, somebody who
that's the key word, yeah.
And that's the kind of player he is. Like you said, perfect example of a John Starks kind of player. You don't know him too much, but he's that player that's going to give his heart and soul day in and day night. I would not be upset with a move like that. So, we'll see what happens. That's all I can tell you guys. It's exciting time. My partner just said that it's June 23rd. So he was right. That's June 23rd on Thursday. We're not going to be able to, I believe, display the actual NBA draft on screen. But we can watch it and we can tell you guys what's going on if you want to do something like that.
I'll try to have highlights in between when the players are picked so people can know the type of player. I'll try to do the top 10, top 15, the ones I have in my.
I think top 15 is good because if we sat here and we're going to stay here, all the picks.
I won't be able to Rolodex all this stuff from my computer. I probably can, but it's going to take a little bit of work. But Juba, I want to show one player also, another player that I like. He's even up for me with Johnny Davis, Adrian Griffin from Duke. I'm going to show you some highlights of this young man, of his pro day, obviously. He looks like another talented guy. I would throw Adrian Griffin into the mix here. Adrian Griffin has some talent. Hey, Don. Hey, Don.
How you doing, Don?
Don, you glad? Yeah. Glad you caught the live family. Yeah, I was waiting for you, Don. I made the show especially for you because I think you had some good viewpoints on the Knicks, and we were just talking about it. I said, too bad Don is not here. But what's up, Don? How you doing? I'm glad you came on. We were just going to go off the air. But before we get to your question about the Knicks on shaky ground, I just want to show a little video of Adrian Griffin a little bit. He's my top 3, 4 with Johnny Davis. I think Ivy is my number 1, Mathurin number 2.
My question to you is who's your sleeper then? My
sleeper is that guy from Santa Clara.
That the Williams kid?
Jalen Williams, yes.
Jalen Williams, okay.
I think that we can pick. I think he's my top 5, 4, 5. I think Jalen Williams is a guy we should watch out. But let me put this video about Adrian Griffin. What a talent. Right. And Don, I appreciate you being on. But let's watch this for a second, then we'll get back to Don. And if you see on the left-hand corner, is this Ivy? Is this?
It's a new platform, Zen Ray. It's okay. It's okay. Glad you were able to catch us live, Don. Watch him. Yep. Hmm. He looks good. Looks like he could kick and shoot. I mean, he got some lateral movement. I'm seeing him shoot off the dribble. I'm seeing him cut the screen. Physically, he looks like he's NBA ready. His body right now, his physique, he doesn't look too skinny. He looks like he's in perfect shape. The knee kind of scares me, Zenray. I'll be honest. The Knicks have a history of getting these players with injuries, and they become shadows of their former self. So I don't know what's Don's speculation and how does Don feel? If he wants to share his insight, I'll be more than happy to listen to that. What do you think, Don?
The key. We need, Grandmama back in the building. You know who Grandmama is, right? LJ.
Yeah,
Remember Larry Johnson?
yeah, yeah.
Maybe Don is right. Maybe Adrian Griffin has some grandmama in him. We need that toughness. Obviously, we need a
Good
person
comparison.
who can hit the boards, who can play. I think he is a great choice if for any reason the Knicks abandon ship and don't have the player they have with me. Don is saying, bear with him. He's driving. Hey, Don, drive, be
It's all
safe.
right. Drive safe, man.
Get to us when you can. It's not important. So getting back to Don and a lot of Nick people who have comment with me on my platform on YouTube, and I greatly appreciate all you guys. There's a lot of concerns on how James Dolan, who's really running the show. We spoke about this a few minutes ago before Don got on.
Mm-hmm.
And is it Worldwide West? Is it Leon Rose? What are the Knicks actually doing? What is the game plan? Well, Don, let me give you my opinion. I'm going to say this, and to everybody else who has concerns, you know how in the dollar bill says, "In God we trust." I'm going to put in Rose we trust. I believe that we need to let Leon Rose build this foundation of this team. Now, come back to me a week or after the NBA draft, and we still have Julius Randle on the team. Then maybe that in Rose we trust, we're going to change that a bit because we need to get some of these veteran players out of here to build with the youth. And I know Don agrees with me in that aspect of it. But a lot of the rumors talking about bringing in Jalen Brunson because his dad is here, I think Don has concerns with that. I believe that Jalen Brunson is, for me, if you can get him, don't overpay for him, get him, and then build with the youth. You still need a point guard. And I know Don mentioned that we could still build it with Quickly and we can still build it with McBride. Maybe that is so. But at this juncture, if we can get Brunson at a good, effective deal, which I think he's going to take the bag in Dallas, and give him the keys to run the point guard situation, Brunson does not need to score. That's what I love about Jalen Brunson. He doesn't need to score. The only reason you see him scoring 40, 45 points he did in playoff games is because obviously Luka was down. And it shows you that if you need him to score, he can. But he can still pass the ball to Fournier. He can still pass the ball to Barrett. You know, he can still pass the ball to Quentin Grimes. Get these guys to quickly to Obi. We need a facilitator to create some plays for our other players like Obi, quickly, Barrett. Right now, I don't think we have that. I think quickly is almost there. And I think if everything else fails, I'm on Don's boat. Let's let quickly give the keys to quickly and see what he does. So, Juby, I don't know what you think about that. Do you think that Knick Nation has a lot to be worried about with Leon Rose? But the question is, you know, I think is Jalen is the owner Dolan, James Dolan, is he still running the team?
No,
that's the question.
I don't think he is. I think Jim Dolan has finally stepped away. He knows what's good for him because he knows that fans are gonna come for his head. Like I mentioned a second ago, Don, or you just kept coming on. Brunson, I'm like Zenray said, I'm okay with him if we can get him for the right price. Me personally, my option A would be Ivy. That's just me. Option A. If that doesn't, moving up in the draft, if that doesn't fall, if that doesn't go through, I know you guys expect me to say Emmanuel Quickly, and although I think Emmanuel Quickly can be that point guard, I still think he needs another year left to do that. So I would like to go with D'Angelo Russell. I know that they said that they don't want that, that they're not looking at D'Angelo Russell. I still think D'Angelo Russell is still a talented player, and he's still young enough to be there.
I'll tell you two reasons why. And Don is saying, I know where to mix, but we can't just build the organization through personal relationships and connections. At some point, we have to do our due diligence. I agree with you. And that's why
100%.
I think, you know, this signing of Rick Brunson as a coach, I think a lot of people have speculation that we're getting his son. I don't think that.
No.
I think if you look at Thibodeau's past history, I mean, he was there in Minnesota. He was there in Chicago. It's like Taj Gibson, like I mentioned before. And Rose being with, especially Taj Gibson. I won't put Rose there because Rose just came to the Knicks a couple of years back. But he likes the familiarity of people he knows, especially in his coaching staff. So I understand Don's, viewpoint on that. But I think Jalen Brunson, for me, he's going to have financial freedom set once Mark Cuban opens that checkbook and says, how much do you want? The Knicks won't do that. And that's coming down to your point, Juby. That's why they're not signing who you mentioned. We're talking about
D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell, think about it. He's due almost $32 million this year. And it's his last year of his contract. So you're telling me you're going to give an asset up like Julius Randle and lose him if you decide not to sign him back again?
I'll tell you why. You guys may not agree. You and Don may not agree. Knick Nation, you may not agree with me either. But here's why I say it. You're developing Obi Toppin. You want Obi Toppin to get those minutes. That's our future starting power forward. You get rid of Julius Randle, and you try D'Angelo Russell for 1 year. If it doesn't work, thank you, D'Angelo Russell, for your services, and you still develop Emmanuel Quickly and Miles McBride for another year, and let's go. If it does work, you look like you made a fantastic move because not only did you get rid of Julius and you freed up Obi Toppin minutes, you look like a god amongst Knick fans here in Knick Nation.
Remember, a lot of things could be fireable offenses. One is definitely if you lose Mitchell Robinson for nothing, that's a fireable offense. So you have to look at Julius Randle. You trade Julius Randle, right? If you commit to keep forgetting his name, I'm sorry.
Mitchell, D'Angelo Russell.
If you commit to D'Angelo Russell, my apologies. Then you're gonna commit to him. You're not gonna trade Julius. This is the way Leon is thinking. You're gonna lose Julius for nothing at the end of the year. Yes, you give Obi his time, but you want to get something in return. I think his strategy is to dangle Julius Randle and try to move up in the draft somehow, some way. And maybe dangle your 11th pick and your 2023 pick next year and probably get an Ivy. That's his plan. You know, I don't think you want to lose and incur $32 million into the Knicks organization for 1 year, lose Randall for nothing, and then say, wow, I'm losing him for basically nothing because we're not planning to sign D'Angelo. I think Leon Rose is saying we're going to build with the youth. And D'Angelo does not fall into parameters, and they want to build within the Knicks organization, Juby.
I'm all with building with the youth as long as you get Alex Burke out of here, Kemba Walker out of here. Though those are guys are not youth. Those are guys who are taken away from the youth. And if Julius has to stay here for a half a season to get his value up, because right now his value is in shambles, and I don't know if he has. I don't think his value is a move up in the draft. I'll be honest with you. I think it's that bad right now with the way social media went down and with the fans. Yeah. I think it's at its all-time low, and I think the Knicks are best to just either trade him for another point guard right now or for another player, or run it back with him, get his value up, because he can't do much worse than what he did this past season. That's just my theory.
Look, remember when he broke those records and had a great season, he had no fans booing him or whatever. And the few fans that were there, they were cheering him. He didn't have a lot of, I don't know. I'm still not convinced with Julius Randle. I think the Knicks made their bet with him and gave him that money at a discount, not knowing what you had in Obi Toppin. Yeah. And you saw what you had in Obi Toppin. This guy's a player. I think the Knicks have to kind of correct that. Remember, Julius is not part of the youth system that you created or you drafted within the system. So I think you need to get rid of Julius Randle and get something in return for him. Getting back to Don. Don is saying he's using his microphone while he's driving. Okay. And his question is, what intrigues you about Jaden Ivey? And it's the Ja Morant factor, man.
I was just going to say that.
Take over the game. We don't have that with the Knicks. Quickly showed a little spurts they can take over a game, but he's not athletic like Jaden Ivey. He can drive, shoot, penetrate, pass. We don't have that. Barrett, you're going to get from Barrett what you're going to get from Barrett. That bully ball, the outside shooting occasionally, that defense. Obi, you're going to get the high flyer who can do his thing, who needs defensive work. But Jaden Ivey, my gosh, I tell you, man, he's grown on me. He's really grown on me. Before it was Mathurin and Sohan for me, and then I had Johnny Davis, and then I had the kid from Santa Clara. But wow, Jaden Ivey has grown on me. Watching his interviews, this kid is special. I think he can turn out to be another Ja Morant. And if you get an opportunity that you can pick up a player like that, or you trade what you could trade to get him. I'm not saying trade all your draft picks, but be shrewd about it. But try to make a ditch effort to try to get him. Great question, Don. I love Jaden Ivey. He's on my top of my list right now. I know it's almost a long shot. Obviously, Mathurin is my second pick. I like Sohan as well. I know you're a Sohan guy as well. Johnny Davis and the kid from Santa Clara, Jalen Williams. He's a sleeper in my eyes. I think this kid is going to be special as a point guard. 6'6" point guard, almost 200 pounds. This kid is special from Santa Clara. If you get a chance, Don, look him up. Yeah, man. So, Juby, I think a lot of stuff is going on. And I'm glad Don made it because he's one of my favorites in terms of knowledge that he speaks and he knows the game. And I appreciate you getting on and driving. I didn't mean to do that. I'll reschedule my next show just to have you on, sitting in your living room with your TV on. So drive safely if you're still driving, Don.
Don, let's get you on here. Maybe on your day off, you can come on here live with us, and we can actually talk with us. We would love to have you on here, man.
We'll definitely click Don in. He's one of our special guys. But Juby, anything else in terms of the Knicks, in terms of Worldwide West? My question about Worldwide West, and I get it from a lot of people making comments. You guys talk about Worldwide West so much like he's done something. Worldwide West hasn't done anything. And, they're right. Worldwide West says he's done here. He's supposed to have all these connections. Like, we're supposed to get Durant here. We're supposed to get the other point guard for the Knicks. That's with the Nets. Which Kyrie Irving was supposed to come here. All these players coming. And not one player has come in. Is that something Leon Rose is stopping? Or does Worldwide West doesn't really have the connection? Or is having James Dolan here the reason why a lot of these free agents don't want to come here?
Yeah.
That's a big question.
You hit it right on the bullseye, and that's what I'm going to say with that. It's Jim Dolan. It's the pressure of playing at the Mecca. I always told you guys you have to be built to play in this city. You have to be bleed orange and blue. You have to be there's in baseball. There were players like Roberto Alomar who came to the New York Mets, wasn't built for here, asked to be traded. Different sport, but I'm just trying to tell you, you have to be thick-skinned. You have to like the lights, the glamour, the paparazzi, the media, in order to play in the city. And if you're built for that, then there's no better place to play than at Madison Square Garden.
Amen. Amen to that. So, okay, he's saying that Jalen Ivey reminds him of more Victor Oladipo at 6'4", athletic.
Good comparison.
I'll take that. I know, not the injured Oladipo.
Yeah, before injury.
Before injury. Yes, I agree. That's a great comparison.
That's a good one.
That's something. If you get a range of John Morant in between John Morant and Victor Oladipo, we hit a home run in this draft because Victor Oladipo is. Did you see Victor Oladipo play defense? My gosh, he was all over the court in that Heat game against the Boston Celtics. He threw his body around, getting offensive charges. He was just playing great defense, stealing the ball. Even with his bad knee, his numbers are starting to come around. It seems like that knee is coming around. But boy, if we get a Victor Oladipo out of this draft, man, Don, I think we're in business. We need a player, a go-to player. And a Victor Oladipo, the old version of Victor Oladipo, was a go-to guy for Indiana. And I loved his game back then. Now he's coming back slowly. Defensively, he has really surprised me to play that defense on that bad knee the way he did. And remember that he has a lot more scorers in that team. Didn't really need him that much. But look, Victor Oladipo, Don, I'll take that in a heartbeat. What do you think, Juby?
I'm with it. Victor Oladipo, before he got hurt, was very talented. He was an upcoming player. We thought he was going to be the next big thing.
Oh, wow.
And if we can get, like you said, a taste of just that to mix in with Mr. Bully Ball and Mr. High Flyer here in the Madison Square Garden, why not?
Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm going to go over my top 5. I'm going to say Jaden Ivey, Benedict Mathurin. I'll throw Sohan in there. I'll throw Johnny Davis. And then I throw that kid from Santa Clara, Jalen Williams, man. If we can anyway maneuver, get any of these players, I think the Knicks need to just bring in the youth. They need to bring in the youth and let Leon Rose have, like I mentioned before, that dollar bill in God we trust, and Leon Rose we trust, or at least I trust. A lot of Knick Nation are not convinced with Leon Rose. I'm more convinced with Leon Rose than I am convinced with Tom Thibodeau. I'll tell you that much. And as long as Dolan stays out of the picture, which I think he is, and I think Julie is correct, and get Worldwide West to start getting some people here, but I don't think they want anybody from the outside. I think Leon Rose is saying basically, let's build through a draft. Let's get as much talent. Look at the talent they brought in last year's draft. Did you expect them to be playing at all? Sims. They got Quentin Grimes. They had Deuce McBride. Those are 3 picks they look good right now. And then the year before, you pick Quickly, you pick up Obi Topping. You look at the talent in this team. We have assets on this team. People don't realize that the Knicks, if they organize this the right way, the Knicks will bring a championship eventually. I give it maybe 3 to 4 years to get to the Eastern Conference game. Look at the Celtics. They built with the youth. Name me a player on that team that basically, they picked up that forward who I can't think of his name, that was the veteran of the team. So you need a veteran here or two. But if the Knicks build to the draft and get this talent to develop for the next 2 or 3 years, you'll see the same kind of outcome with the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics, I'll be honest with you, surprised me. I didn't think that they were going to do what they did. I think the Heat was going to take care of them. Listen, kudos to Boston, even though, hey, I'm a New York guy. I don't root for Boston at all. But look, Chef
Curry all the way, baby. Chef Curry. I cannot root, even though Golden State lost last night because they took their foot off the gas. Chef Curry all the way. I think it's over. I think it's going to be over. In my opinion, I think it's going to be over in 6.
Oh, you know something? Don't count Boston out. I've said that before, and I got smacked around with my own prediction. But I think it's going to go 7. It's going to be an exciting final. I think the Boston Celtics are for real, and if we can follow that blueprint of what Boston doing, even the Memphis Grizzlies, look at them, what they accomplished this year,
and Dallas.
If you can build this Knicks organization with the youth and just pile on. Remember, you got Brock Allard, who can pick talent. You know, look, we need to come together. Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau has to be begging for his veterans. It's not going to happen. Leon Rose has to say, I'll give you a veteran here, maybe a veteran there, but we cannot load this. You mentioned it. Burks is still here. Okay. Yep. Fournier. We got Randall still here. Rose is still here.
Walker.
Walker's still here. We need to cut that in half somehow, some way. And it starts with Julius Randle. And then we could try to move up in the draft somehow. And that's my point of view. And I just want to thank Don for coming on, making his very educated comments. And I look for more enlightening comments from Nick Nation. I want to thank Nick Nation, all the comments and all the views and all the thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. I am very grateful and honored to be involved. It's not about me. It's about Nick Nation and just getting this information right. Don admits they surprised me as well, but I can't bet against the babyface assassin. You know the babyface assassin, huh? Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
Yes, I agree with you. I think Golden State has the experience and the know-how. Boston inexperienced, but they showed in the last 2 series that they're for real. I think that Boston can pull this out in the 7th game. That's my crazy thought. But if I was betting man, Golden State all the way. Hey, Don, listen, I appreciate you coming on. And once again, we're going to see if we'll invite you onto the show live one day or whatever you may feel comfortable. I like the fact that we're just getting your knowledge on the show. That's good enough. I want to thank everybody else who's gone. Juby, I want to thank you for spending hours with me earlier today to try to get this new platform working.
My wife, guys, ladies and gentlemen, my wife was ready to tell me, listen, are you and this guy going on a date together? You guys have been hanging out all day. But listen.
Listen, your wife is a little bit better looking than I am. A little bit.
She has more hair. But listen, thank you for everybody at Zenray Sports TV. I appreciate you guys having me on. Don, appreciate it. Like I said, Zenray always talks about you in the comments. I'm always checking out his page. It means a lot to us, you coming on his page, my page, just watching us, commenting, giving us your thought process. We do this for you guys. We're Knicks fans at heart. We bleed orange and blue. I will say one last thing before I go, and that is, do not be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if all these players that we wanted are completely gone and the Knicks draft tie at the end of the draft. That's all I'm going to say. That is the Knicks move to do. All right?
I think Don and me will have some kind of attack, man. I don't.
Tie, you heard it here first.
We're going to be going to the bar and get some ties. But thank you, Juby. I hope that prediction is obviously the wrong prediction. But listen, guys, I just want to thank everyone once again. Never give up. Never give up, knowing that the best is yet to come. As long as you have love, peace, and gratitude. Zenray out. We've seen you a week from today. I'll be still putting more videos out on college players. Give me your opinions, comments. Don, I'll be seeing you soon. I appreciate you too, brother. Thanks again for coming on.
Appreciate you, Don.
And thanks for driving and talking to us. That's very brave of you, Don, but we thank you.
Multitasker. Get home safe, Don.
There you go. Zenray out, guys. Take care.
Good night, guys. All right, guys. That was Zenray with Zenray Sports TV. We appreciate you guys. Like I said, guys, so a new platform. We're trying some things out. Your boy's going to be going back to work on June 18th, so we'll still be making some videos on our days off with me and my partner, who is also my coworker and a good friend of mine. So look out for that NBA draft. Like I said, we're going to do something here on that. And we also have our anniversary show where we're going to be doing some giveaways, maybe some Knicks tumblers, maybe a Knicks t-shirt. Stay tuned for that. We appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. This is Juby the Tubi reminding you, you don't have to be blood to be family. And as always, family above everything, guys. Stay safe and good night.
We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks.
Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go.
We're back on track, here we come. League is done in 21 and the Knicks are on a run. And I'll tell you with Tibbs, we a bit too much to handle. With Barrett, Bullock, Burks, and Randall, it's the Knicks and we're taking back our place. Everyone's gearing up with a mask on the face. The Garden's going crazy and they're doing it for a reason. 21 is the Knickerbocker season. You better believe the Knicks got all that it takes. We're shooting 3-pointers and we're running fast breaks.